For the second time in student government history, impeachment charges were brought against one of its members. Anthony Dunham, the chairman of the Judicial Board, was accused of neglecting his duties. The charges include failure to serve office hours and failure to present judicial opinions to the Senate.
The last semester, basically what ended up happening was we tried repeatedly to get in contact with Anthony Dunham, who is the chair of the Judicial Board. And essentially what happened was we had a lot of hard times communicating with him via email and other points of contact. He was required to serve 8 hours in the office, and we never saw him, and he never completed his timesheets in many cases.
Due to random events of life and various things, I wasn't able to fill out all of the timesheets for the 8 hours that I did in fact work. They, I believe, are assuming that from that I am not actually doing the 8 office hours. However, there is no policy, from my understanding as Judicial Board Chair and in my 4 years of the SG, that has a blanket policy for all of SG which states what office hours are and where you have to serve them. And their claim in the official formal charges basically state that no one else saw me do office hours. However, there's no one else to see me if I do office hours elsewhere.
Instead of working in the Judicial Board Office of Student Government, Dunham chose to hold his office hours in the Greek Council office, where Dunham also serves as National Pan-Hellenic Council President, a place that Dunham states is quieter and more convenient to work in.
When we tried to get him to come to undergraduate Senate meetings to report on what he was doing or why he ruled in certain ways with different cases, he would report that he couldn't show up and that he would show another member to come to the Senate, another member of the Judicial Board, and that never occurred. And that happened on 4 different instances.
Because of my work schedule and various things happening at the same time, I wasn't able to do that. I wasn't able to take off work in advance in order to do that. So for that, I was unable to come to the meeting, and thus that leads to a violation of the bylaws.
The Student Government's Committee on Rules and Privileges met to determine whether the charges were substantial enough to be considered by the full Senate. Lead prosecutor Joe Wisniewski and Dunham each presented their case, and with a vote of 7-1, the committee voted to bring the impeachment charges to the full Senate. However, after examining the evidence more carefully, Senator Wisniewski determined that Dunham's actions were not sufficient grounds for impeachment. Wisniewski stepped down as lead prosecutor, but Senator Al Robinson chose to take the lead.
He is a very distinguished person. This is not meant to be personal or anything like that, but the job that he's been doing as Judicial Board does not reflect his overall career or service. Sadly, he has not been living up to his reputation these past few months.
In a vote of 3-14, Dunham was found not guilty. Following the vote, Dunham volunteered to present the judicial opinions that he did not present last semester, and even volunteered to return the money that he was paid. Senator Wisniewski later took steps to amend the bylaws to specify clearly that office hours must be held in a student government office. Monika Fidler, ATV News.